subs in. Man, I literally told you yesterday we were going to be up this early. And I'm awake, ready to get right into this week. We got a bunch of good games on the schedule that personally I am very excited about. I do have a vacation, and I don't have work today. And I wanted to test out the waters and see if the morning sim is something we like to do, so that way I actually have my nights free. But anyways, we will see here the top running back in the league so far this season. Let me get to my opinion. Gotta open up the schedule so I have that. And then we got the Ravens taking on the Bengals. And what was almost a primetime game, I decided not to give these two teams primetimes because none of these teams are actually leading their division. And there's a lot of other games that are divisional matchups that are also still, in my opinion, much more hyped up. Because this, although close, nobody really cares about the Bengals. At least in my opinion. But here we go. We got a 7-7 game in the second quarter. Looking to be a close one. Morning Madden, I get it now. Exactly. And speaking of being close, well, the Ravens locked down on defense and were able to basically put the Bengals under the carpet. Goodness gracious, both quarterbacks played a similar game, but guess what? You just get carried by... Actually, he wasn't even carried. Brock Purdy ran the ball in for 2 touchdowns. Who could have seen that Brock Purdy would be good in a running scheme? Wild. But now we have the real test of how well it worked last week. We got the Panthers taking on the Vikings. Now, the Panthers, I did some scheme changes because, well, Bendy can't run his team. He's stupid. He's a Hall of Fame owner, but, he's stupid. Anyways, we changed up some things on the Panthers side so somebody would actually be competent in that division because that division is just atrocious. But now they have to take on a best team in the league. Yes, there are 3 best teams in the league. I think that actually works. Man, I can commentate in the morning. My brain is awake. I'm cooking. The Vikings, after last week beating the Bears, looking to lock down this division. And I don't think they'll have much problem with it. But they are having some problem with the Panthers down 10-0 in the first. And with some good defensive interceptions, this game is tied. Don't insult mobile players. I'm not insulting him. I'm just saying he's stupid. Anyways, it's a 24-24 game. And the Vikings, they failed to convert. Or the Panthers failed to convert. And 3rd and 10, 4th and 17, actually going to force another field goal. Whoopsies. I accidentally almost just hopped in to play the game. We're going to jump to the next play because we don't want to watch the kickoff. Because this kicker kicks some touchbacks. Alright, Bryce Young. Touchdown and an extra point would win the game. In Minnesota, this would be a gigantic upset and a horrible miscommunication between Bryce and his wide receiver. The Panthers do have no timeouts on the clock, so we got 40 seconds, and the moment they complete a pass, that is going to start to run. Play for Bendy. Might need to. Bryce Young has the time, finds a man wide open, get out of bounds. He will be. Right. No, that's Malik Neighbors. One of the top wide receivers in the league, 5 for 121. Insane, averaging about 25-ish per catch. Bryce on the bootleg, he sees nothing, throws it out of bounds, stops that clock. Good play from Bryce. Maybe want to find Neighbors again here. Dang, Bryce has no line. Bryce stepping up on the roll, and he's going to chuck her out of bounds. This, as much as the Vikings defense is struggling to get to the quarterback, those CBs and safeties are locking it down. I didn't realize how much they could actually lock. Like, they've locked Bryce and Malik up. And there's the throw out of bounds. I mean, it's Andrew Booth. It's a bunch of rookies. Even Max Crosby's been locked down by this Panthers O-line, which honestly isn't great. Bryce, 4th and 10, running a fake pass, and it is broken up. And the drop. He made the play. Marcus Davenport will end the game, and the Vikings win. Now, a much-needed win here for you, Mayo, trying to run away with your division. We could have teams start to clinch pretty early with how bad certain divisions are, but the Vikings gain that momentum. We'll play the Bears next week again. But to Mayo, Texans with a upsetting loss against the Ravens last week. We'll play Jacksonville this week. And they do have home field. And then they play the Eagles away, and then they got their bye week. So sitting at 3-7, they're not looking too great, but with how bad this division is, Jacksonville's only 5-4 leading the division. A win here could propel them with momentum to eventually win the division. But personally, I don't think Grant Beckham has enough in him to beat Jalen Ramsey and Travis Hunter. That's just, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen. But it definitely could. And for some reason, we named him the Tall Fizz. But I don't know about that. All right, Justin Fields get a first down. The game's over. And they will. Jacksonville. A close win, but a win nonetheless. Why do we call him the Tall Fizz? I kind of want to check that out. Very close one there, but no win. This next game doesn't really need much of an intro, because we know what's going to happen. Well, unstoppable force, hot opponent, prospect spotlight. This has the writings on the wall for a massive upset. Number 9, number 27, number 1, number 32. Gosh, friggin' dang it. The Cowboys have allowed more touchdowns. No, the same amount of touchdowns as the Colts have had all season. There is no shot that the Colts win this game. What's the spread on this? If anybody has under 30, you're insane. I think it'll be more like 21, but who knows? The Colts should never score in this game. And there's an interception. But the Colts defense kind of doing their job in the third quarter. It's a close game. It's a 3-possession game. Yep, about 30. Anthony Richardson with the choke of the century. I mean, not really. Nobody expected anything from that game. Alright, Colts. I don't know. They could be good next year. I wouldn't put my money on it. Depends on how good of a draft they have and how good they do in the lottery. And Mayo's out. Alright. Looks like I'll be here alone. Why am I here alone? Packers. Jordan Love upgrade, of course. I'm going to go ahead and do what I did for the whatchamacallits Panthers last week. Got to double check and make sure that they have some Extra product. Dang, their wide receivers are awful. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look, see if I can make any changes, because they need some help. Alright, Packers will be playing the Jets this week. Here we go, Jets. Dang, already have 14-0 and 21-0 and 24-0. Can the Packers mount a comeback? They will get 10 unanswered, 17 unanswered. This is it's a tie game. 24 unanswered by both teams. The Packers get 27 unanswered, and the Jets will score a much-needed touchdown. Let's go, Kenny Pickett with the pass to Wicks and Brock Bowers, putting themselves about midfield, over midfield with 1:40 left. Here's the throw from Pickett, wide open. Finding Brock Bowers again, the one guy on this team who can actually catch a solid ball, in my professional opinion. Pickett finding a swat down from number 7, Bacon. Is that his name, Bacon? That's an elite name. I want to check that. And a broken up Bowers. Yeah, I think that's Bacon, I think. And Kenny Pickett takes a sack from Quinnen Williams. Finally, I'm not alone. Apparently you guys don't like to wake up in the morning. Don't blame you. And there's the... oh my goodness. Wow. Alright, still 3 timeouts though. And they pick up the first, so that'll be game. Fair enough. You've been quiet though, so I've basically been alone. It sucks, because I don't like to be alone. This should get some people here pinging prime time. We couldn't miss the Ravens, fair enough. Javonte, 87 overall. Packers lose a much-needed win game there as the Bears enjoy that loss there. All right, now we're headed to the Eagles versus the Giants. Now, Dayball. Did I pass him? Yes, I did. Has somehow worked wonders with this team. Lost last week against the Seahawks, but the Seahawks are a solid team. So are the Eagles. Now, in order to dismantle the Cowboys at the throne, the Giants have pretty much got to win out. They've only played the Cowboys once this season. They do have the tiebreaker. Another win over them would be huge. Oh, we all need the Browns to lose. 100%. But you also need, like, the Steelers to lose as well. Because are you on the bottom of your division, actually? I mean, you're in a playoff spot, I think, now. And here we go in the second quarter. Eagles enjoying that 10-point lead into halftime. And they will take a bigger lead and a bigger lead. It's a total of yep, that's game. Maybe not. Can they get a stop? No, they cannot get a stop. Giants were so close. Yeah, the Browns' offense seems to have been stunned. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm enjoying it because they suck. Kayvon Thibodeau with the upgrades as the Eagles get another nice little primetime game, get back on track. The Giants will now be third in this division. Cowboys love to see that. But you want to know who doesn't like to see something? the Titans do not like to see the Browns on their schedule. Because last week they only put up 3 against the Chargers. And I'm going to do another thing for this team. I'm going to look and see if I can change anything. Because Montague should be starting. And Michael Penix should be traded, but whatever. And on the defensive side, this guy should definitely be starting. I'm trying to focus on the trashy divisions because I've never had this many trashy divisions. Yeah, hopefully that should help them a little bit. Sauce Gardner, Marlon Humphrey, and the Falcons' best CD. Can't remember what the Falcons' best CD is. But yeah, I mean, the Browns, I can't remember what they scored last week, but I don't think it was a ton. No, last week they had their bye. The week before that, they scored 42. Okay, so never mind. Their offense seems to have been back. Titans with a touchback. Let's go. This is a game starter. All right, Titans are actually up. Kyle Phillips, and the Titans are up now. Oh my gosh, they're up 10 in the 4th. Can Jalen Hurts do something? Got to pick up first down. They do. Rome Odunze. And the Browns with the ball. Forced to punt at the 25. Jalen Hurts definitely could send this to overtime. Definitely don't want to drop this game. And incomplete there. What a SWAT and defensive effort from Davis. No one could have seen this one. And Hurts gonna be sacked. Autry brings him down. That is huge. Because now this field goal ain't a gimme. I mean, it's an 87 overall kicker, but it ain't a gimme for Daniel Carlson. 13 seconds on the clock. Titans going to elect to use their timeout. A 42-yarder does not get shanked as the Browns booted in to send this game to a potential overtime. And when it goes to overtime, you know the case, anybody can win. And when I mean anybody, I mean anybody. And the Titans have had some luck in kick returns, having 2 out of the 3 that we've seen in the sim. Drew Aller steps back, and he's going to heave it deep. They think they got a play on it. Incomplete. Was hoping for PI, but smart play for the Titans that will send us to OT. The Browns will elect to receive. The fact that it is OT proves that the Titans might be on something. Browns get ball first. Got to get a turnover here, Titans. They forced a field goal last drive, but this time they're going to be in a little bit of a better position. Yeah, Jitterbug, this is wild. Nobody saw this one coming. 23-23, Jalen Hurts with the ball in his hands. And that'll be a check down. And Drew Sanders flying there quick, putting London on the ground. London has fallen. Jalen Hurts pick up 6 on that one. Here's the handoff to Najee as he's going to pick up a first down. Najee been held to under 40. That is the recipe for success if you want to stop the Browns. Drew Sanders must have been putting in the work today to carry this defense to only put up 23. Drew Sanders gets cooked on that one by That's not Njoku. Is that Njoku? Yes, it is Njoku. That's my bad. 300 passing yards for the Browns today as they cross midfield with that one. Bad snap, quick throw, caught. Njoku, they can't bring him down. Picks up 30 on that one. Good run after the catch. Every time they've been in the red zone, they have scored, and technically this counts as the red zone. So are we just locking in the score? Pretty much, I'd say so. And that is going to be a pickup of 8. London takes another big hit as he's shaken up on the ground. Hurts, the throw, the completion. Definitely getting chippy here. Gotta force a field goal if you're the Titans and you want to live. Hurts, quick throw into the end zone for a touchdown and the win. Wilson sends the Browns their 8th win on the season. As the Titans drop to 1-9. And they'll play the Cowboys next week. The Browns are not as dominant as they were last season. And I don't think anybody would disagree with that statement, even the owner. It's only week 11, but I believe that this week is a must-win for the Commanders. After a disappointing feat to beat the Cowboys, this one seems like it could be a little bit more disappointing. Washington up 7, now tied. In the second quarter, the Rams take a lead. Justin Fields, definitely the pick of the offseason for the Rams. But the Commanders, Shadur seems to maybe potentially be a bust. He's been putting up goose eggs in games, and especially goose eggs and touchdowns. Like, the Commanders have a good team set up. They're just losing bad to some teams that you just have to beat. Like, this was a game that they should have won. Like, 85 overall. Let's take a peek at this team. Like, Shadur, Marvin Mims, Zay, Dotson, maybe need an O-line. But this defense, I mean, maybe Carruthers should be starting there. But, like, that should not be the recipe for you to lose to the Rams, who, might I remind you, don't have an 80 overall defense. Anyway, it's time for certain divisions to start adding on wins, and this one has to have a win in it. But, like, gosh dang, both these teams suck. And I don't know why. Rob, are you ready to play Monday Night Football? So GG last week, it was close. But I'm glad I got the win on you. Especially those 3 ends. Because my defense had been struggling. I'm hoping they can use that momentum. Speaking of momentum, Patriots start this game up 10-0. And look to have another goose egg. But the Dolphins with a quick 2 touchdowns field goal. And up 10. And that'll be a win for the Dolphins. Much needed win at that. Sam Hartman somehow gets her done, which is good news for the Colts. All right, Miami now 3 wins. Finally. Whoopsies. Didn't ping the prime time, but we got that fixed on up. Now we head to Buffalo, where the Bears are coming to town. Buffalo looking for that 1 seed, where they win over the Bears and the Chiefs. That could definitely help them, because then they'll have the tiebreaker in the head-to-head over the Denver Broncos. And they get this one at home, carry this momentum into next week, and then a bye week. You're looking sitting pretty at the rest of the season. You may even clinch during your bye week if your division is just that bad, which they have been. But it all starts here with a primetime game against the Chicago Bears. And a quick interception by Nick Emmanuel, getting a hot start up 3-0. But the Bears with a responding of 2 touchdowns, AK-12, now puts it on in the third quarter. We're about to name his quarter the third quarter. And Sion Takitaki with the pick, and the Bills with a 14-point win. Well, Grub, I feel like you probably should too. Don't get me wrong, I'm completely cheering for you, but you gotta start piling on some wins here. Otherwise, you're gonna be looking at like the curse of mid, which is Frosty's curse usually, where you're just sitting right outside of the playoffs. Andre finally decided to wake up. W. I said yesterday, this is exactly what we were doing. But nobody listens to me. We got the game of trash here in the NFC, because the Niners are playing the Falcons. Both teams at the dead bottom of the horrid NFC. Andre goes back to sleep. Do we not like Andre here? And I wish Andre would make schedules, but who knows? Alright, 49ers starting. The 49ers should not be this bad. Granted, they did lose their entire offense to the Chiefs, but they can't keep using that as an excuse to suck. Jamal Adams with a fumble recovery. Went to bed at 12. Alright, Andre going back to bed. Sounds good. Niners finally put points up on the board in the fourth quarter, and that's 10. Ooh. Alright, 11 seconds left. We're either going to hop in and the game's going to end, or we're going to have a one play. Here we go. 3rd and 3, no timeouts. Airing it out! But he tripped and he couldn't get out of bounds. Horrid execution there. I thought he might have been gone. Dang. (17-10). I mean, that is what you expect to see. The Niners get a much-needed bye week, as the Falcons aren't the worst team in the NFC, and for some reason, the 49ers are. 49ers should trade Josh Allen 100%. Alright, we got the Caesar Superdome. Buccaneers playing the Saints. This is a classic rivalry. Buccaneers trying to catch the Panthers. Saints trying to catch the Buccaneers. This game, both teams only like 1 or 2 games outside the playoffs in that 4 spot. It's the NFC South. That's all they're going to get. This game looks like it will be close. Actually, the Buccaneers with an interception to potentially win the game. It's going to come down to an onside, and they won't get it. And that'll be game. Buccaneers win. I said I was doing this yesterday. I don't know why everybody's stunned. Said I'd wake up and I'd sim. I'm glad you're here, Axel. Welcome. Saints lose another one as the Bucks go up to 5-5, and will now lead the division at 5-5. They might have forgot. I don't know, them sleepyheads. I don't know what time you guys usually wake up, but I'm up way before this. Sadly, the Chiefs have home field, and then we'll get some upgrades before this game, which is our game of the week. Axel wakes up just in time for game of the week. Chiefs got some big games upcoming. Got the Broncos, Bills, and Raiders, and this is where they make their case for the number 1 seed. They are not sitting at the 8 seed, but a win against the Broncos, a win against the Bills, and a win against the Raiders would be 3 teams that they need to pass in order for that 1 seed. And if you're sitting 9-4, you're looking pretty nice. And the Broncos start off with a quick 3. Chiefs match it with 7 because their offense is literally just that good. Interception there, but the Broncos up 24-21 at halftime. Debo now ties it up. And this one is a close one. Broncos put up 38. And first down, I think that should be the game. It is. Woo! That was way too close. We need to look at stat. Colby Barnhart with a barn burner. 3 incompletions. There was a lot of interceptions, which is what I kind of want to check out. Kool-Aid PS2 and Javon Bullard. Let's go. PS2 now with 3 ints in a row. Will now lead the league in interceptions. I think, unless somebody had a crazy game that I missed today. Patrick Mahomes, we witness the true 99 overall QB. The second bet? Who's the best quarterback in the league? Who's the best QB, bro? I think we got to give it to him. The second 99 overall quarterback. I mean, that's not really great stats, but he's 99 overall now. A true 99. Can't get any more upgrades in a loss against the Broncos. And yes, PS2 does lead the league in ints. And now the Chiefs will sit by and wait and prey on the Raiders' downfall. This is almost what we had as a Super Bowl last season, except for the Cowboys made it instead of the Seahawks, but we could have easily seen this game. The Raiders with a tough 3 games being the Seahawks, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. Trevor Lawrence is not the number 1 rated quarterback in the NFL. It's got to be Lamar Jackson. He's the only guy in the league with a recent MVP because Aaron Rodgers retired. Raiders starting off hot, but down 1 at the half. Seahawks get some points, and they are up 12, and now enough to absolutely blow the Raiders out of the water. Chiefs are barely over 500. They've been struggling on defense. Their defense is the worst in the league. And I love that Raiders L right there. Because now I'm going to have the momentum going into that game as we head to Arizona for our final game of this week. Both the Chargers and the Cardinals sitting outside at 9 and 10. Well, I guess you can see who's leaving in a little bit. Free agency re-signings will open at week 14. We have under siege tandem breakout for the offense for the Cardinals, which is huge. Gotta have a good game here in Monday Night Football. We got both similar offenses, but the Cardinals just have an elite defense that their offense has been letting down most this season. Both of these teams looking to make playoffs. A lot of the middle teams ended up losing today, so the Cardinals and Chargers could get some momentum here and potentially propel themselves into that playoff spot. First quarter is goose eggs for both teams. Chargers first ones to strike the board and strike it again 10-0. At the half, Cardinals shut out for the first half and look to be shut out for the third quarter. 24-8. 24-16. And the kneeling is happening, so that's game, man. They played that like only in the fourth quarter. Keontae had a better game, but really I think it was the conversion on fourth down that ended up winning it for him. Chargers win over the Cardinals. Dang it. Cardinals now with 2 back-to-back losses over the AFC West. And those are your final scores for this week. A.J. Brown, now with 15 touchdowns on the season. And let's go back to the Broncos and let's look at some stats. We got some extra time here today. We've only been live for 38 minutes. Well, I guess we can simulate the week first. To week 12. Breakout DB. Kool-Aid. Let's go. Do the Ravens play the Broncos? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I can look at my schedule. I thought I already played you. I guess not. Yeah, no, we never play each other this season, which is probably good because we end up getting in each other's way a lot. All right, games to watch out for next week. Bills, Chiefs. Steelers, Browns. That'll be a good one. Giants, Bengals. And we got Raiders, Broncos. Bears, Vikings again. So some good ones to look out for. Colby Barnhart's 4th in the NFL. Okay, so he's getting back up there. Let's go weekly awards so Andre can actually do something. So let's go start with week 1 because we haven't gone through anything. Caleb Williams is going to be here for like a lot of weeks. We just know that. Travis Hunter had a great game that week. Nick Chubb with a great game. It's crazy. All right. Let's go with the yearly awards. Dang, MVP. Okay, Colby Barnhart's on there. I was like, really? How is he not on there yet? He's on the best team. Coach of the year. Looking like it's coming to me, which I would actually love to carry that momentum. Colby Barnhart, we'd love to get OPOI. Yeah, I wasn't aware of like most of the defensive players in the AFC. Miners with the best O-line, PS2 with the best DB. That's what ends do. Now, Angelo Rich has been having a pretty good season, even though they've sucked. Yes, you did. Christian Gonzalez might win best DB. Brock Purdy's been solid this season. Let's go look at actual stats. NFL. So we got Mahomes obviously leading the league. Most interceptions would go to Lamar actually, tied with Caleb Williams now. Least amount of interceptions, most amount of interceptions can be Devin Lear and Keontae and Bo Nix and Colby and Sam and Carson and a bunch of rookies. Because that's just what you do when you're a rookie. You just throw ins. But J.J. McCarthy's been efficient. Grant Beckham been efficient. Josh Allen, A.K., Justin. Like, there's been a lot of good teams or good players for the quarterback position. But let's go look at those standings so I can get those updated before I stream on the main channel soon. You guys hear that? Streaming on the main channel. Alright, looking at these stats. And hope to see you guys all there. Don't know exactly what time, probably be around 10. Anyways, thank you so